about any background noise. I'm kind of going down a rougher road, but I kind of want to talk about this while it's fresh on my mind. Earlier, before I left work today, I was reading some articles and I was listening to some news reports about how there's a lot of sleeper cells throughout the United States of America right now. Sleeper cells from people from China, people from Russia, people from North Korea, people from Iraq, Iran, you name it. Pretty much all the bad people that we do not want here are here. Now, as I'm at work, ironically, I was just watching a YouTube video going down the road, while listening to it rather. A guy named Pete Santillo, or something like that. You guys look it up. Peter Santillo on YouTube. And I urge you to watch this because he rides with a sheriff's deputy down to the Yuma, Arizona border, and the sheriff's deputy, or the sheriff, not the deputy, sorry, the sheriff, is talking about how all these people from all the, like 140 different countries are coming across into the U.S. border from Mexico. Now, for those of you who like, you know, I'm pretty sure I got a couple people on here, or at least watch my videos, that are talking about, well, I think we should have open borders. This is a free country. Anybody should be allowed here. Well, here's the freaking problem. You got people from Russia, people from China, North Korea, Iran, Iraq. All these people from all these different countries are here. And the news reports that I was reading and watching earlier, and I kind of did a little take on this video, or, you know, a little video on this subject not that long ago. No, we're on some smoother roads, so it shouldn't be as bad. But anyway, there's sleeper cells all through the United States, okay? And there was a report I read a few weeks back talking about how these sleeper cells, they're literally placed in strategic places. And when the green light is given from whoever the green light is given from, the sleeper cells all throughout the United States are going to act at this very same time, taking out our infrastructure, whether it be pipelines, whether it be electrical substations, electrical grids, you name it, they could take us out. So for those of you who don't believe there's sleeper cells all throughout the United States, how about you just do a quick YouTube search? Search sleeper cells in the United States, or Russian sleeper cells, or China sleeper cells in the United States, whatever. You're going to find some recent videos. But I urge you to go over or search for this Peter Santillo. Maybe I'll link the video in the description below. I don't know. I got 8 more hours of work. If I forget, I apologize. But I urge you to go watch it. It is some freaky stuff, guys. If you guys think just Hispanics are coming over, you're sadly mistaken. They opened these borders and we got floodgates from people from 140 different countries. The floodgates are open for these people to come through. Some of them they catch, but the sheriff on this video that I was just listening to said a lot of them they don't. So there's undocumented people, not just Hispanics. There's undocumented bad people, very bad people, that want to see the U.S. crumble, that are here in the United States right now, hiding out, waiting for the green light. It's one reason I urge y'all, you need to be stocked up on your protection equipment. You guys know what I'm talking about. You guys need to have caches of food, water, medical supplies, and self-protection equipment, if you know what I mean. This all coupled with the warships up by Alaska, both Russian and Chinese warships up by the coast of Alaska. What they're doing up there, I still have no idea. I was trying to find information on it earlier. Couldn't figure it out. The fact that the nuclear button over in Russia is being energized and warmed up for whatever reason. The fact that Belarus, Russia's buddy, has nuclear weapons aimed directly at strategic places here in the USA. You guys really need to heed this warning. You guys really need to get stocked up, because I don't know what's coming per se. I mean, I got a rough idea. Do I really think there's going to be fighting here on the U.S. soil? Oh, absolutely. And why do I think that? Well, let me give you one reason why. The United States and NATO has had the opportunity to quit poking the bear, and they absolutely refuse. But if you remember a while back, when Barack Obama was president, we had a vice president who had dealings with Ukraine. Well, maybe not the vice president directly, but you know what I mean. So I think there's a larger stake at play here. I think there's a whole lot of bullshit we don't know about going on. And come hell or high water, I really think the U.S. and NATO is going to be in this for the long haul. And I'm still waiting to see what's going to happen with the election in 24. I really don't think we're going to get to the point to where we're allowed to have an election. I think martial law is going to be declared. If you guys don't know what happens with the United States presidency under martial law, I suggest you look it up. I'll give you a brief synopsis on what happens. First of all, even if it's close within like a few days of election day and martial law is declared, elections are put on hold. A new president is not elected until martial law is, what do you call it, removed. There's a lot of Democrats right now that do not want to see Biden run. I guess it goes without saying that there's a lot of Republicans, pretty much all of them, that don't want to see Biden run. But there's bigger interests at stake here. Not my interest, probably not your interest. Somebody's interests are at stake here with Ukraine. So I do think we're in this for the long haul. If I was a betting man, I think Virus X that we're starting to hear more and more about, that's, you know, still overseas, I feel like something is going to happen just before the 2024 elections that is not only going to lock us in our house, you know, and the only way we're going to be able to vote is by mail. It's going to be another lockdown like the COVID thing. Another reason why you guys need to go to parcelsafety.com and get your masks. I don't know if it's going to be another engineered virus or if it's going to be legit, but I'm hearing Virus X is nothing like coronavirus. I'm hearing that Virus X is highly contagious and highly deadly. The first person to contract it was fighting for their life. I haven't heard any other updates as far as whether they've lived or died or beat it or you know what I mean. So I don't know. But the few reports that I did hear on it, it's a very serious virus. Some of the symptoms are pretty much null. Like, you don't know you have it, and then all of a sudden overnight, bam, it'll smack you right in the back of the head, and you're just down for the count. It doesn't progress slowly like a cough or a sniffle, you know what I mean? So something is going to hinder the 2024 elections. And I think when that happens, that the escalation on the behalf of the United States and NATO is going to increase exponentially. I think we're really gonna kind of just, you know, right now we're laying in the shadows, but I think we're gonna step out into the sunlight right around the 2024 elections. I think that's what's really gonna happen, because I think there's a certain somebody that wants to stay in power, and I'm pretty sure there's people across the globe, such as Bill Gates, and there's a couple other people I could name, but I'm not going to, that have a severe interest in Biden staying in office. Now, the only way for Biden to stay in office is to either A, win legitimately, which at this point I think is a very, very far-fetched idea. I don't really think he would win legitimately. Maybe him and his comrades or whoever's invested in this whole Ukraine BS knows this, and I really think something's going to get set up to where we're locked in our little houses, might even have martial law declared here in the United States, where we're not allowed to leave. The thing about that is, though, is we do not have enough Army reservists and whatever else to patrol every street in America to keep everybody from every house locked in their houses. It's just not going to happen. The United States is way too big. So I'm here to tell you right now, if some crazy shit like that starts going on, I'm out of here. I'm hitting my bug out location, and I suggest you guys do the same. I suggest you guys start prepping to do it. I suggest if you guys don't have a bug out location, you start looking for one. You start figuring out how you're going to get there. You need a few different ways to get there, guys. The fall hill is breaking loose in the United States. Don't depend on your car, okay? For those of you who watch Canadian Prepper, he said it best, okay? Like right now, I'm on a highway. If one car breaks down and is somewhere in the roadway and not on the shoulder, it brings this whole highway to a stop. We're backed up for miles. As a matter of fact, I just got out of a backup because of that very situation. And it's going to be gridlock. Now, just imagine if you got 10,000, 100,000 people panicking and trying to do the very same thing you are. There's bound to be a car broke down. There's bound to be an accident, or something's going to happen to where it blocks this path. So not only do you need to figure out how to get to your bug out location by car, you need to figure out how to get to it by foot, maybe by dirt bike, four-wheeler, bicycle, whatever. You need to figure out different ways to get there in a pinch with taking all your supplies. So whether you're pulling your supplies in a little red flyer wagon, a shopping cart, whatever. However you get your supplies to where you're going, you're going to want to camouflage them, guy. You're going to want to, you guys are going to want to look like homeless people, okay? Because if people see a bunch of food and weapons and, you know, medications and medical supplies in your shopping cart per se, pushing it down the road, you become a target. Got to figure out how to somehow camouflage that, y'all. But it's getting serious. It's getting real serious. So you got all these sleeper cells in America right now, just waiting for that green light. You got all these warships off the coast of Alaska for whatever reason. You have U.S. nuclear subs over in South Korea. You have Belarus with nukes aimed at the U.S. You have Russia warming up the nuclear trigger. We have yet more weapons, more tanks, and whatever else being delivered to Ukraine. And this is against the whole red line thing that Russia has talked about. There's only so much you can poke that bear, guys, before it snaps. Just like in my own house. There's only so many times that I ask people to take care of things before I lose my freaking mind and I start yelling, throwing, and smashing shit. We're only going to be able to poke Russia so much before they say, all right, you know what, screw you, and they're going to hit that red button. That is being warmed up as we speak. Russia can't afford to lose. Neither can NATO, Ukraine, and the United States. And neither can China. But we can't all be victors. So if none of us can afford to lose, and everybody's at each other's throats, and everybody's fighting for the same thing, which at this point in time seems to be energy and resources. And somebody's also trying to become top dog, you know, the world's superpower. And I just did a video not that long ago about the rise and fall of superpowers all through history. Nobody stays king forever. There's always a new victor that emerges. Just look in your history books, guys. I'm not talking out my ass. This has really happened. And I think it's going to happen again. I think it's going to happen before I die, and I think it's actually going to happen relatively soon. I just turned 42 a few days ago. August 3rd, actually. And so I'm still relatively young-ish, I guess. I still got, at the very least, hopefully another 20 years in me. So I very well expect to see something absolutely asinine happen to where all my preps are going to come in handy. I do need to start rotating out my stock of food. It's been a couple years. So I'm going to get rid of the old and in with the new. Start ordering all new stuff. But it's really time for you guys to do the same. Stock up on your water, your IOSAT tablets for nuclear radiation poisoning, your Geiger counters, your hand crank weather AM FM radios, your beans and rice. Guys, you really need to get what you can get now. And again, for your masks, in case virus X hits the United States, I really suggest you guys go over to parcelsafety.com, code PS23 to receive 15% off your order. But as you can tell, I got one of their half respirators, guys, and I carry it with me in my semi with me every day. Is it going to protect me like some of the full face respirators I have? Absolutely not. But at least it's something, and I carry that with me every single day, along with my get home bag. If an EMP was to go off right now and disable this truck, I'm grabbing my bag, I'm grabbing my bottles, because I have a Sawyer Mini water filter that will screw onto the top of this bottle. So I can fill this bottle with water and filter it through the Sawyer Mini as I'm drinking it. So I got bottles in my truck. I have fire starters in my truck. I have knives. Got one right here that I carry with me everywhere. I also have little tools that I carry with me. I got everything in this truck that I need to get my butt home to my family, so we can come out with a bug out, or come up with a bug out date, plan, solution. We already have a plan together, don't get it twisted. But what I mean is, we're gonna, I'm gonna bug in for the majority of the time until I can. So I'm gonna get home, I'm gonna protect my family, make sure they're all right, batten down the hatches, if you will, secure my home, and I'm gonna talk it over with my group members, the people at my house, my wife, my children, my roommate, my son-in-law, and we're gonna assess the situation. Bug in, bug out. We're gonna make that determination once I make it home, but I got a way to make it home. The stuff is getting absolutely serious, guys. It's time for y'all to really take it serious, really buckle down, and really pay attention to what's going on. As soon as that green light's given, guys, you're gonna see a loss of power, a loss of internet, explosions everywhere, fires raging out of control. It's gonna be mad chaos. I don't know how many sleeper cells are all throughout the U.S., but the sheriff on this show, I suggest you go and watch it, Peter Santilla, or something like that, touring Yuma, Arizona with the Yuma, Arizona sheriff, visiting the U.S.-Mexico border. Just watch the first 10 minutes, guys. It's going to blow your freaking minds. I challenge you. Get stocked up, guys. It's beyond serious at this point. So take it serious. Don't get this normalcy bias BS going on. Really buckle down and get ready to go if there's a need to go. And by the way, before I let you go, if there's a way to do it, stock up on wool blankets. Wool, like army surplus blankets. Especially if you're in the colder climates like I am. A wool blanket over your body, as itchy as they are, I know, they suck. They're extremely warm. If you have to sleep in a tent in the winter to bug out, you put a wool blanket over you, plus a comforter, and if you have a spouse or significant other, you each put a separate wool blanket over yourselves and then a comforter over both of y'all, and you are going to stay warm in sub-zero temperatures, even in a tent out in the cold. Have a way to stay up off the ground though. Air mattress, sleeping pads, whatever. You guys are going to be able to figure this out. Wool blankets, guys. But we're at 23 minutes. This is probably one of my longer videos in a long time. But I really needed to stress this stuff to you guys because it's horrible. The sleeper cells that I just found out that are all through the U.S., it just blows my mind. Absolutely blows my mind. And they're not nice people. There are people, like I said earlier, that want to see America crumble. They want to see another superpower rise from the ashes and take over. And I fully believe it's going to happen. With that being said, guys, I love y'all. Stay safe. Keep your heads on a swivel. Until next time, Michigan Prepared out.